Hello, everybody. Zach Morsey,
Daniel Fung.
and this is the Review Locker. Let's play some games. Today we're going to be talking about Tomb Raider right here. This is near the beginning. Lara Croft.
I mean, this looks a lot different back from the PlayStation Tomb Raiders. I mean, look at this. I don't think most of us have played with Lara Croft ever since like our childhood. So
Yeah.
it's great that he did it great though. I mean,
Hey, it's totally
it
different
had
game,
really
though,
good
you know?
reviews.
Yeah.
Look at the cinematic though.
That's how. Oh no, she fell and got hurt again. It's it's a thing that happens. Ooh, oh, of course. You see how she's holding her side right there?
Yeah.
At the beginning, she gets stabbed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's pretty brutal.
dumb. I'm gonna do. Oops. No. There we go. It's kind of loud. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's Crystal Dynamics. They've been making games since '93. They made Tomb Raider Underworld, but this Tomb Raider release is a lot different than the older Tomb Raiders. Because
Oh, yeah.
it's all kind of reminds me. Gears of War and Uncharted had a baby. It's like a third-person action game.
Oh wow.
The tomb raiding isn't really like a big deal necessarily in this game.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's more you focus on Lara Croft and you grow with her as a character. Not
Yeah.
much, necessarily going through puzzles.
Yeah,
That's
no,
great.
really.
This is the stuff.
And
What?
her little relation with Sam. Little stories about Sam. So.
Is she looking for a colleague?
Yeah, she's looking for Sam.
I see.
Different, yeah. But and I thought this part was kind of cool. Like they told the story through like the video camera, like how she got there.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, what I thought was interesting is let's see here. They had the code in there because you know how you the infamous like Lara Croft boob cheat in the PS2.
What?
You didn't know about that?
I did not know about
Yeah, it
that.
was like a huge thing where like, you could make her run around topless and stuff, super pixelated kind of things.
Wow.
The designer just put it in there as a joke, So
Yeah.
they put it in this game,
No.
but then it didn't make it through ESRB, and they're like, you got to get this shit out of there. So then
That's hilarious.
They
though.
took it out. But it was nice that they tried.
For the fans.
Yeah. Yeah. The game looks great though. I mean, it's a real good looking game. I'm gonna see if I can kind of show you some of the menu systems here. So this is like the campsite. This is where you're gonna kind of stop down. Any part during the game, you can sit down by a campfire, and you're gonna kind of go through a little monologue by Laura. Then you can, add weapon modifications and stuff, and that was real meaningful. I thought because you kind of get to this point where you have to kind of pick which guns you want to upgrade, which I always like it when games do that.
True.
So I mean, pistol and shotgun for me in this game has been really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's the crossbow going on? I know that. Oh, I mean the bow and arrow.
Dude, by the end it's a crossbow.
Oh.
Like it starts off with like this dinky little wooden bow or something, and then by the end it's just like this industrialized metal casting kind of
Yeah.
military. Yeah.
This is pretty deep.
It's not really. Well, okay. At this point, it's pretty deep,
To some degree.
This is about
That caught on really fast. I see.
It's this started. Let me see. We're like probably 10 minutes in right now, and for the first 10 minutes, you think, oh shit, are they gonna tell a serious story here about like a real hero just coming to terms with where they're at? Like the survival is a huge theme throughout this. And then the moment you have control over Laura, all of that is just kind of ruined because,
It just escalated too quickly, I'm assuming.
it's tone confusion. Like at the, because she gets stabbed. She's like crying and stuff, and she's like, I just want to go back home. And then suddenly she becomes this axe murderer.
Is that Sam?
Yeah, that's Sam. That's her little. She's kind of like a lover, but not really implied lover. It's pretty implied. I'm gonna skip this part here. Yeah, no, I thought that
So
was
exactly like how brutal does this game get? I mean, like you come across bandits, I'm assuming, or like what is the plot?
Okay. There's a crazy guy who's been stuck on this island for God knows how long.
Okay.
And he's trying to get off, and he's convinced that this Japanese queen, is the ticket out of here. So if he can offer her a tribute, then she'll let him leave. That's his whole theory.
I see.
So, when you hear it, there's a lot of opportunity to kind of see this story just go, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It just never does, really. It stays pretty tamed. It's kind of like Indiana Jones without being interesting as far as the story goes.
Very
But
well
the reason why I want to show you this part here is because I want to show you her struggle with killing a bunny or a deer. So see, everything's like real timid. She's like, oh no, oh god, I'm gonna fall. Come on. Am I supposed to do something here? Oh, that's what I'm doing. Oh, okay.
Right there. Whoa.
Oh, I see. Wow.
It's timed.
I've done this.
Here we go.
Ha.
Damn.
No, this is...
That was a very high climb.
Alright, so now she has the bow, Okay. Yeah, here, I'll put on subtitles for everybody. Let's see here. Okay. So that's Roth. He's kind of like her little spiritual guide. He's a real guy, And
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So here you see how easy it is to kill the deer. Okay, killed the deer, just like normal game. Now this.
Sorry.
You get the pan shot of the last breath starting to come, What have I done? Controller vibrates, blood splatters on the camera.
Wow.
And there's no hunting mechanic in the game.
Yeah.
That is the only time you really do something like that, and it just kind of felt like a real cheap way, to making you think like, oh gosh, Laura's a human, and look how outside of her norm she is. And it's just, oh, I guess they still do it a little bit here. Gotta keep it, but let me show you like a little bit later in the game.
All right.
Because I wanted to show you the whole humble beginnings where she's kind of sad and stuff like that, and then
character development, right?
Yeah.
I think it's lots of heavy character
but it
development.
was just real sloppily done. Because we look, let's see here. So 29% through the game. It's not not at the very end, but I'll try to skip through some cutscenes.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't spoil anything, but yeah, Tomb Raider.
No, it was great. This is like completely a new take on the whole Tomb Raider series. Especially with what we were growing up with.
Yeah.
Always going through caves, and it's super quiet. You always fight like tigers and lions, and those things are like super brutal.
Yeah.
But in this one, people need something a little more. People want to feel emotion towards a game, and even if it's cheaply done, I think it's a pretty good attempt at the very least.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a start.
Sad, I guess. I kind of came on the other side of it.
I see.
I don't know. Oh, whoops.
Good lord.
Yeah, I approached this terribly. That was...
That's cool.
Yeah. But no, you die pretty easily in this game, which I kind of like. They really encourage, sticking to cover, stuff like that. And not just going out there willy-nilly. But, I came on the other side of it all, because... I don't know, it it's really easy to play this game and realize like, oh, you know, I don't know if people are necessarily gonna like how you know cheesy this is. Like you go from being a mass murderer and to a cutscene where you're just kind of like everything's really melodramatic and hard and sad. Oh shit! You see a shotgun blast. God, this is blood. Yeah, you know, and then it goes totally video gamey on you, and then it kind of just says like, yeah, you know, storytelling just isn't really meant for video game because you see how wonderful of a story about this difficulties of survival that we can tell when it's just cutscenes, but we can't do shit as soon as you are in control. That just was. I don't know, like, are they really helping the gaming industry and progressing it forward, or are they kind of just doing a shit job at something that, you know, other people can do better? Because when it comes to the combat of this game, super engaging, everything's just tight, it feels good, there's a good dynamic, and there's good balance between all weapons, nothing's overpowered.
Okay.
And then you kind of have this really awkward story where you feel like people are trying things that I don't even know if they have any business in trying. They're not using gaming as a medium to its advantage. It's just kind of trying it out.
Yeah.
But see, trying it out, I'd encourage trying it out. It's not like a good trying it out.
I see what you're saying.
Because I don't.
You know, well, I don't know, man. I know what you're talking about in terms of like sometimes when it just seems like a very desperate attempt to like create more of a story.
Yeah.
You kind of what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I felt like that's what kind of happened with Halo 4 too. Like at some point, you know, some people do play for just the gameplay, and if you focus on the story, it will hinder the overall experience, just causing it to feel like really foreign. Like, you know, like, oh, what is this? Like, I don't remember playing this. You guys are trying too hard.
Yeah.
Cutscenes, by all means, you know, like, go all ham with that if you'd like. But,
I feel like we're starting to venture into that is game art kind of conversation. And I just feel like there's so many games that kind of represent, that support that games are in fact art, that, you know, I don't see why we can't tell a good story in a game. I mean, that's always the caveat, right? It's like, oh, you know, that was pretty good for a game. You know, that was a pretty good story for a game. I hate that caveat that we kind of have to. Oh yeah, see the headshots in this game, man.
Very on point.
Yeah, they're great. But you know, I guess I don't know where I fall down on this yet, because I think this was a good attempt, but this just feels very Call of Duty-esque, and where their strong suit is clearly in this combat, and every second becomes so patternized where it's like, oh, here's a combat scene, and then there's going to be this awkward tone dissonant kind of cut scene, and then we're going to come in with this crazy thing where you're sliding down a thing, you have to like this one. Ready? We're about to do. So we just had a cut scene, then we just did a fighting scene, and now, oh no, something's happening. You feel that dramatic tension? At first you do. But then you kind of lose the drama because it just feels so oversaturated, because she's constantly getting herself in these positions. You know, it's, oh, here we go. This kind of scene happens just so many times.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to show you her dying. It's pretty funny here. Are you ready? I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill. Oh!
Very brutal.
Yeah. The first time I saw that, I was playing it with Rox, and then she was just like, "Oh shit! Like what the fuck?" It's pretty good. But you know, these scenes just in general. I mean, how do you feel about them in games? Because
how should I put this? It makes me feel a little more like whoa.
That was an accident.
Rather than playing a character, you would actually feel as if you were the character, you know? I actually kind of approve of like these small little cinematic scenes like this. You know, I feel like God of War has like started something with that, especially with all the button mashing at certain times, slow tearing, and if you don't do it properly, you'll die.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's almost like a mini game within a game.
I guess you could say that. Yeah. You don't think it ever gets kind of boring, you know? I think where those things fail is when you're doing it, you accidentally miss a button prompt, and then suddenly it's like, oh shit, now I have to redo this whole section, and all the tension and the drama is just kind of sucked away from it. And now I'm just kind of just playing a game, not experiencing one, you know?
Excellent timing, Lara Croft. So is this pre Tomb Raider from the
This
one we
is
played?
this is her like her origin story.
Wow, this is very cinematically intense.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. You got the little lens flare coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Go, Lara Croft.
Go, girl. That's a good game. Do you think games ever overstay their welcome, though?
What do you mean by that?
And I guess it's a really leading question, but you know, like when I got towards the end of this game, it was still fun to play, but I just kind of got tired of the same things always happening.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
Like if I were to play
The
this
pattern, right?
Yeah,
You're talking
you
about
know.
that pattern.
I feel like it's something that a movie is immune to because you know a movie's like 2 hours long, whereas a game, you know, you're gonna sink a couple hours in there, like 20, maybe 10, if it's just a okay game. Oh, whoops, I misread that. You know what I mean, though? Like,
Yeah, I do.
is it the developer's job to learn how to make these games fresh enough with enough variety that they don't lose the appeal? Oh shit, look at that, it's nasty.
Wow.
Or you know, is it the job of the consumer to kind of level their taste in how they're supposed to consume a game and how it's different than different forms of mediums, and you need to be able to kind of just appreciate a mechanic and not have to always be mechanic hungry for new things.
Good question. That's a pretty tough one. I mean, if there was a magic answer, I'm sure like everyone would be over it already. But I think it's a little of a two-way street.
Yeah.
Developers should be concentrating on replay value, even though like a single player does have to do with a lot of experience. It gets you familiar with the game. It brings the whole experience. It's never through multiplayer, but multiplayer for some reason everyone likes to have fun with another.
Yeah.
Ultimately, people like to compete. Replay value, I believe, happens when a game could successfully retain attention by having people come back because they want to improve. But if it's a single player game and you're playing by yourself, you're pretty much just playing yourself. It's not the same.
Shit.
Man, it's pretty intense. Machetes.
Yeah, I know, but you just look how they fly away. It's that
Damn.
shotgun. Yeah, but see, I like my single player games to be. I like a little bit of a difficulty sting, Like, I want that throw the controller moment, or else, I don't know, it's not as engaging for me.
I feel you.
But I don't know, I'm struggling with the fact, is that like a unique preference, or is there something in that preference that's not solely just an opinion? Like, is there something about us where we like that tension, we like that, I just made it, Because with this game, I always feel that in the combat. I never feel it in those other sequences, like the running down. Here we go, I'll show you this.
Was that a rock?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, shit, this is going pretty laggy now. I know what's up. Oh, whatever. I'm almost near the end.
It's kind of like slow-mo.
But yeah, and it's kind of cool too, because we have this thing now where you go left, and it shows you like where your objective is. It highlights other things on the map. It's a nice little addition.
Nice. It was kind of like how Bioshock had that.
Yeah.
Go over here once you press up.
It's like the breadcrumb breadcrumb trail kind of thing. Oh, I think it's because she's supposed to be in pain. I didn't really notice, but because of the big fall, remember?
I see,
Yeah.
right.
I was gonna tell you something about that. Yeah, do you think that breadcrumb trail thing is cool?
I think it's mandatory in order
Mandatory.
for like. I do remember, especially with first-person shooters, some of the ones that aren't as linear, like Call of Duty. Sometimes like they allow you like a lot of room to move around, and if you
Yeah.
don't have that, it gets a little frustrating. And especially with games where you have a lot of backtracking going on. When things start looking
Backtracking should just be
familiar.
outside of games. Like, why do we even?
The first Bioshock was extremely confusing,
Yeah.
and because they didn't have that, like, yes, I did spend a lot more time, but was it fun time that I spent? No, it was more like frustrated time.
Bioshock had that thing. You could hit like the left bumper or something, and a little arrow would pop up.
Oh, I mean like the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one.
The first one had one too?
Yep.
I did not
You
utilize that.
totally fucked up. No, I'm just
Yeah, well,
kidding.
beat the game without it.
That
I mean,
sucks. Yeah, that must have been a
yeah.
hard game without that.
It
Not
was-
a
it
hard
was-
game, just an annoying game.
it was just a lot more challenging, and
Yeah.
oh man, she gonna.
I don't know. It's just, oh.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Oh. Love they don't show it. Just that cinematic. The crows flying away. The subtitles for these things are always great because it'll be like slight grunt or non-verbal scream.
Oh, it's
New,
oh,
new
upgrade.
little bow, yeah. Okay. I mean, you're a new buyer, and you're wanting to buy Tomb Raider, but you're not really sure. Are there any more questions you think you would have?
Fire arrows, bananas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my endgame show.
Well, no, to be honest, I do solely base my opinion on just a whole bunch of factors, whether it's a friend's recommendation or whether it be a review site giving a great thumbs up for the game,
Yeah.
or just being a fan of the series, especially with reoccurring ones. But wow, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, this is a fun scene. This is probably some of the most fun I've had in this game is during these scenes, because what happens is they're really combat heavy, and there's not that much story going on, which for this game, it's good. Ah, shit, missed that shot. So I don't know if the headshot is encouraged. I just got really good at whacking guys in the head that it's just become my preferred playstyle. Because there's a rifle, and the rifle by all means does much more damage, but I don't know, it's just
is,
satisfying to just get
This
in.
is like the Halo pistol.
God damn, I'm just
Very nice.
lagging a bit. So yeah, so I ended up just upgrading my pistol 100%. Ended up having a silencer on it, and then it even had a target. So whenever I was on their head, it had a red dot in between, which I thought was really cool.
Very nice.
God damn the lag. Ah shit. Well, whatever. I guess it kind of.
Yeah, actually, throughout Bioshock Infinite, it was all RPG and pistol for me.
Really?
Yeah.
RPG and pistol. That's a good mix.
Yeah, I gave the machine gun a chance, but yeah, it seemed a little too reckless, shooting everywhere.
Fuck.
Good Lord. There we go.
Grab a random rock from nowhere.
That's true, huh? It'd be super cool if she could at least, I don't know, have a small knife on you.
Oh,
Rather than
she
a
does.
rock.
You see that pickaxe?
Yeah.
It's an upgrade that you have to get, but
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
you hit Y and you just smack fools with it. It's crazy. But yeah, this is Tomb Raider, brought to you by Crystal Dynamics. Originally with Eidos, Do you know them?
I did.
Yep. They were bought by Square Enix, so they're still the
Okay.
same company, but basically Square Enix owns them now. So
Square's on a roll with these games, man.
they are and they aren't. I mean, you see Final
Have you
Fantasy
seen a?
13?
Yeah, I did. I'm just.
Not
It was originally Versus, right?
Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
they had Versus come out too.
Versus came out already.
Yeah, it came out, and now they're taking Final Fantasy. They made a online and they made an MMO, and then now they announced a new Final Fantasy coming out.
15 with
15.
the same guy, right?
Yeah.
With-
No, it wasn't the same guy. I thought it was a new.
Wait.
Was it? Oh shit.
Because
Might
I
be.
think, yeah, I watched a video over, I think it was E3,
Yeah.
and, yeah, that, I don't know, man. Granted, I haven't been keeping, like, serious tabs on Versus, but Versus was one of the Final Fantasy games I really wanted to play.
Yeah.
And then it looks like, you know, they kind of, either they didn't release it, and, I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but either they didn't release it, and they were just throwing out, you know, teasers to the audience, or they did release it and they decided to revamp it. But either or, it's checking out the new footage. It looks freaking amazing, and
It does, but did you see the reviews on the other one?
oh, I didn't.
They're really bad.
Really?
And I played it, and I was really disappointed because I don't know. What were the last? I played Final Fantasy X was around my time when I was really into Final Fantasy. And I remember I really enjoyed Final Fantasy X. I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 12. Kind of enjoyed X2, even though it wasn't. It was kind of girl. It kind of reminded me of K-pop, but it was still pretty good. And then the newest, release of Final Fantasy that ended up happening, Final Fantasy 13. I think it was 13. I got it, and I was super disappointed. It wasn't as. It wasn't good. It wasn't. The pacing was terrible. The linear storytelling, like you literally could only walk through. Everything was closed in, so you could only walk through a very guided path. It just wasn't the game that the other games were. So I don't know. Square, in terms of a publisher, I think is doing astounding work because they've been picking up some very good IPs, and I think they've been having very good profit. Monetary success, but when it comes down to like what's coming out of them in house, I still don't feel like they necessarily understand the Western market, and I think they're gonna pay for it at some point. I don't know if they're gonna make it, but yes, let's talk about games. This has been Tomb Raider. Daniel Fung, Zach Morrissey.
Zach Morrissey.
See ya. Remember that scene in Point Blank was like, ah! Okay,
I was
bye.
about to ask you at first, like, was there like infinite ammo at that one scene where you're hanging?
Where am I?
Where you're hanging?
No, there wasn't. I think I was using ammo. Yeah, bye.